Hello, Mike and Moose here. Tired of overpaying for modeling putty? Today I'll show you how to make your own for pennies using stuff you probably already have. Next on Modeling with Mike. Okay everybody, we're back, and this DIY putty is perfect for filling seams, smoothing gaps, and saving money. It works on plastic, resin, and more. So the materials you're going to need for this: need some baking soda right here. You're going to need CA glue. If you want to tint it, some acrylic paint. You're going to need 2 mixing cups, because if you use CA glue with the baking soda, you mix those two together, you're going to have some fumes. So you're just going to put 1 cup inside the other, and that should cut off the fumes once I'm done. Since you have vapors, gonna need your respirator mask. And we have my buster plane. I'm just gonna do something real simple. Right up here, this hole right here, I am going to fill. We need a mixing stick to stir it up, toothpick to apply it with, and I have a sheet of sandpaper and my sanding stick to do some sanding. Sand it down. If you don't want to use CA glue and baking soda and stay away from those fumes, you can use alternatives. Okay, alternatives for your baking soda would be baby powder, talcum powder, chalk dust, or diatomaceous earth, which you find at garden supply stores. Diatomaceous earth is a white or off-white sedimentary rock that can be ground down into light powder. Alternatives for CA glue: you can use regular Elmer's glue, otherwise known as PVA or polyvinyl acetate. You can use wood glue. You can use clear nail polish with powder. And you can also use acrylic paint plus talc or baby powder. So now, here's the good part. We're going to go step by step. Get all this stuff in here where you can see it. Let me adjust this a bit. Okay. Maybe get this up a little bit. There we go. Now, we have our baking powder, and we'll get our stick in here, and you just want a little bit of baking powder. That'll work. Maybe a little more. All right. Put about that much. Okay, let's see. There we go. Put about that much on the bottom. Okay. Let me get it to where you can see it real good. About that much on the bottom. Enough to mix up. We're going to shake up our paint here for a little bit and make sure it's nice and mixed. And this is going to be a short video here, folks. There really isn't that much to it. We're going to stick a couple of drops of paint in here. got about 4 drops of paint in there. And now here's where we go to the adding the super glue. So I got to put on my respirator mask. Okay, now got my respirator mask on, so I'm gonna let you know what I'm gonna do here before I do it, and then it'll be nice and quiet. We'll apply maybe 2 or 3, maybe 4 drops of CA glue into the cup. We're gonna mix it well until we have a paste-like putty type consistency. And then right away, we want to make sure we do this right away. We want to put it on this here hole, because if you're using CA glue, this will set almost instantly. So, gotta work very quickly. All right, so I'll get my mask on here and we'll start it in. All right. There we go. Got about 5 drops in there, and we're going to stir it up. Okay. Put a little more in. Yes. We gotta work quickly here. And here's your putty. And it's already set. Moosey. Enough, Moosey. Okay. All right. Now, like I said, that pretty much dried instantly. We'll clean this up a bit that fell off. So, like I said before, you can substitute PVA glue or wood glue, even Gorilla Glue here. You can use that, but you're going to be looking at longer setting times. You're probably going to want to wait about an hour or 2 for it to set. So there you go. We got it covering that hole. We'll go in here, sand it down. There you go. There's no more hole there. Simple as that, as quick as that. I mean, that's all there is to it. Now you can paint over it. Let me show you that as a matter of fact. I'll get out a brush. Open this up. And I'll show you how easy you can paint on it. Let me get this back in here. Okay. Now, just get a little off the edge here. Right there. Painted on. As you can see, it works. And it's very inexpensive. That probably, well, I had the items already on hand, so it was free. If you had to get the price breakdown, really, 50 cents at the most. So I'm going to shut it down. I'm going to turn around and we'll go into some pros and cons and give you some tips for best results, and we'll move on. We'll be right back. And we're back, and let's talk about some pros and cons to this putty. Some pros: it's extremely affordable. What I just showed you, that at the most, if you had to put a cost on it, it was 50 cents, probably at the most. I had everything on hand in the house and in the kitchen, so it really cost me nothing. And also, as you saw, it's extremely fast setting. It was practically set by the time I filled that hole, so you gotta work fast. It's very sandable, and as you saw, it's very paintable. And with acrylic paint and some substitutions, it's customizable. You don't have to use baking soda. You don't have to use CA glue if you don't want the fumes. Just substitute PVA glue, regular Elmer's, for the CA glue, and it'll give you a little more time to work. Also, you're also going to need some more time for it to dry if you do that. And since you only make what you're going to use, it minimizes waste. You're not going to have old dried up tubes of putty lying around everywhere. The cons: it has a very short working time. As you saw, by the time I started filling that hole, it was practically set. It was hard. So, if you want more time to work with it, you're going to have to use PVA glue or wood glue or something that doesn't cure so fast. Because it cures so fast, there's no shelf life. You just make what you're going to use, and that's it. And if it's applied unevenly or too thick, it can be brittle. And as I said 2 or 3 times already in this video, if you use CA glue and baking soda, those two together cause strong fumes. You're going to need a respirator mask. And it's not suitable, since it goes rock hard real quick. It's not suitable for flexible materials. So some tips for best results. Number 1, you want to make sure your surface is sanded smooth and clean before you do this. That's one thing I forgot to do. I was in such a rush to get it on that hole that I forgot to clean it first. Always make sure it's nice and clean before you mix it up, because you got to really work fast. And to make different consistencies, just substitute some stuff. Baby powder or talc in place of baking soda. substitute PVA glue instead of CA glue, and that'll make a different consistency. Use more or less baking powder or powder. Use more or less glue. You'll get different consistencies. And remember, you use PVA glue or wood glue or anything other than CA glue, you're going to have a longer setting time, of course. And add acrylic for tint. I added a dark blue acrylic, and as you saw, it came out dark blue. So, that's pretty much it. Brings me to the question, have you ever made your own putty, or do you have your own recipe for your own putty? Let me know about it in the comments. Always love to hear from you. And the next video is going to be a good one. You won't want to miss it. It's going to answer the question, is scale modeling getting too expensive? And going to try to have some nice graphs for you and I finished my research for it last night, and I got a lot of facts for you on that, so it's going to be very informative. So you won't want to miss that. So that's all I got for this one. It was pretty quick. You all know what we say around here. Never stop pushing your modeling boundaries. Until next time, bye-bye.